Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I wanted to start by saying thank you to everyone who has watched my recaps of the first 2 days of the postseason. We had 3 winner go home games today, pretty good. We're going to have the ALDS and NLDS start on Saturday. So no videos tomorrow, no baseball tomorrow, everyone gets a day off, and we're back to 4 series on Saturday. So let's get into it. First of all, I didn't really think they'd do it, but they did it. Detroit getting the win over Cleveland today. So Detroit got a 6-3 win over Cleveland, and I do think it was only a matter of time until the Tigers' offense broke out. They left a lot of runners on base yesterday, and their offense, they have good offensive players. They just haven't been performing well. And I think that this was a long time coming for the Tigers. They went in a big slump in September, which is why they're in this situation to begin with. They were locked in to have the second bye, but they lost it. But now they're going to Seattle to face the Mariners. Tigers got the 6-3 win today. Second inning, Kerry Carpenter had an RBI double. Kerry Carpenter is one of the better hitters on the Tigers, and he had a really good game today. He reached base 4 times. Ramirez had an RBI single in the 4th, tying the game at 1. And then the 6th inning, Dylan Dingler, big home run, making it 2-1. And then the 7th inning just kind of unloaded for Detroit. A 2 RBI single by Wenceel Perez, an RBI single for Torkelson, RBI single for Green. It'd be 6-1 after 7. In the 8th inning, there'd be a 2-run error, but Ramirez would have another base running gaff. He would not run hard and get thrown out. It was like a ball to the first baseman. It was thrown past Will Vest, who was the pitcher, but Vest got the ball and threw Ramirez out, who was going from first to second. Ramirez did not look like he was running hard. Tough series base running wise for Jose Ramirez. He got caught in a rundown when he was on third in the 9th inning in game 1. This today kind of killed a rally, and the Tigers would not go up any more runs after that. Chase DeLauder got his first hit today. He made his MLB debut in the playoffs. Again, Alex Kirilloff, Ryan Weathers, Shane McClanahan, Mark Kiger, Alberto Mondesi, those are the guys. DeLauder joins that group, and he got his first hit in the playoff game. Could be a guy that the Guardians look forward to next year offensively. And the Guardians do need it. They struggled offensively. I thought the Guardians would win today because I trusted Slade Ciccone more than Jack Flaherty. I mean, Flaherty has not been good this year. But the Guardians' offense is not very good. I think that a lot of people know that, even Guardians fans. It's Steven Kwan, Jose Ramirez, and that's really it. I mean, Manzardo does hit a lot of home runs, but his average is low. And again, I know average doesn't matter, but you still want a guy who's hitting higher because he has base hits more often. You know, Schneemann was not very good. John Kensington-Well is not very good. The Guardians do got some good guys in the farm system. Bazana, DeLauder, who's going to be hopefully starting with the team next year. Maybe Jason Churio. But the Guardians' offense, I don't think it was good enough for them to make a big run. And yeah, Dingler was the first star. 1 for 3 with a home run, RBI, and a walk. I'll hold the Tigers baseball up just so everyone knows he won. Carpenter was 1 for 2 with a double, RBI, 3 walks. 1 with the bases loaded. Just reached base 4 times. Carpenter, what a great game. And then I gave Riley Green the third star, 2 for 5 with an RBI. Guardians, overall, like I said, they got out hit. They were mainly outplayed besides that 1 inning in game 2. But the Tigers get the win. Tigers going on to face the Mariners. I think this is probably a series the Mariners should win, but Detroit will have Skubal on the mound. And again, it was only a matter of time until the Tigers' offense broke out. We'll see if they can keep it going and if they can get the win, if their offense can keep going over the Mariners, and if they can make it to the ALCS, make it further than they did last year. And also, this is a rematch of last year because the Guardians beat the Tigers in the ALDS last year. So the Tigers get revenge on the Guardians, not only for coming back against them in the division, but also for beating them in the playoffs last year. Kind of tough for the Guardians, again. Come back down from 15.5 games just to lose in a best-of-3 series to the team that you came back against. All right, put that baseball aside. Padres and Cubs. Here's who won. The Cubs are making it to the NLDS, a division matchup between them and the Brewers. Let's start with the game. Crow Armstrong started off with an RBI single in the 2nd. This is a great game for P. Crow Armstrong. 3 hits today. Crow Armstrong has not been the best hitter since the All-Star break. And I do think he was always hitting over his head, but he is a guy who is going to make stuff happen. And he's also a really good defender. Swanson had a bases loaded walk, making it 2-0, and the Padres offense just had nothing going. there's a lot of hits in this game, not very many runs scored. The Cubs had 3 runs on 13 hits. The Padres had 1 run on 7 hits. Michael Busch hit a home run in the 7th inning, insurance run. Busch has had a phenomenal year this year, and he has his first big hit in the playoffs, making it 3-0. In the 9th inning, Jackson Merrill hit a home run, making it 3-1. But unfortunately, Padres could not get the win. They could not come back. Kittredge got the save. I thought this was interesting. He was the opener in Game 2. He got the loss. Today, he got the save. 8 left on base, 0 for 8 runners in scoring position for the Padres. 8 left on base, 1 for 7 runners in scoring position for the Cubs. Again, a lot of hits in this game, not very many runs. And I wanted to highlight a few guys who did not perform very well for the Padres this series. Tatis, not good. 1 for 12, walk, 5 strikeouts. You need more for that. You need more than that from Tatis. I mean, heck, if he has a normal Tatis series, maybe the Padres win. I mean, they lost by 2 runs the other times. Cronenworth, 0 for 11 with 3 strikeouts. Machado, 1 for 10, 3 walks. That 1 hit was a big home run. But again, you don't want Machado to be 1 for 10 in the series. If any of these guys have a decent Game 1 or Game 3, maybe the Padres win the series. But this was a problem for the Padres offense last year. They had that lead over the Dodgers, and they couldn't put them away. And the Dodgers bullpen, overall pitching, not just the bullpen, the Dodgers shut them down. I don't think they scored in 2 games or so. And then they scored 1 run in the first game, 3 in the second game. That's a lot for them in the playoffs. And then won this game. Definitely have to be disappointed if you're a Padres fan. If you're a Cubs fan, you're really happy right now. Cubs and Brewers, divisional matchups. One of 2 divisional matchups that we're going to see. I really like these LDS, I was going to say NLCS. LDS matchups. Cubs and Brewers should be good. I think Padres and Brewers would be good too, but these 2 teams, they don't really, or the fan bases at least, don't really like each other. So we'll see. Michael Busch was the first star, 3 for 4 with a home run and an RBI. Corey Armstrong also had a 3-hit game. Like I said, he was 3 for 4 with 3 singles and an RBI. I gave Busch the first star because it was a home run, and then Corey Armstrong had 3 singles, but both of them had really good games. I gave Tyon the third star. It's really kind of hard to figure that out. Tucker had 2 hits, which is something you want to see if you're a Cubs fan. Tucker did not have a good second half, and he was also hurt. He was playing hurt, and then he got hurt and had to go on the IL. So 2 hits for Tucker. Good. They're going to need him offensively if they're going to keep going. Tyon, 4-inning start, 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. The Cubs bullpen was good again. I can't believe Drew Pomeranz in 2025 is pitching in close playoff games for a team. But he is, and he had 2 scoreless innings. And again, I had to give it to Tyon because I didn't really know. I didn't have anyone from the Padres to give it to. Maybe I could have given it to Merrill. But the Cubs get the 3-1 win. And here we are. Probably the game most people are worried about, thinking about. I'm wearing red. The team that wears red lost. Both teams that wore red lost. The Guardians lost also. Yankees get the 4-0 win over the Red Sox. 4th inning, it just went awry for the Red Sox. Rosario had an RBI single, made it 1-0. A lot of people were questioning why Rosario was playing in Game 1, and I understand that. Jazz is infinitely better than Rosario, but I also, again, I defended Rosario playing because he was literally 6 for 9 against Crochet. But he made Yankees fans know that he can get a clutch hit. Volpe had an RBI single. Volpe had a great series. He had 2 hits and a home run. Game 1, had an RBI single to make it 2-0. And then a fielding error by Nathaniel Lowe allows 2 runs to score. I think this was the kill shot. You could say that the Red Sox were never scoring any runs off Schlittler, and I think that is true. But also, 2-0, when you're down 2-0 going into the 9th inning, is a lot different than being down 4-0 because 1 base runner and the tying runs at the plate. But that 2-run error by Lowe, it kind of felt like that was the sign that the Red Sox were going to lose. Cam Schlittler was amazing. I don't think I need to address this up any bit. He was absolutely the first star. But before we get to that, I wanted to mention, I think Cora kept Connolly early in too long, and that's when things kind of got out of hand. I praised Cora's managing in Game 1, and I said he outmanaged Boone in Game 1, which I think is true, but also he did not manage this game very well. He kept early in for way too long. I would say that if you have a rookie starting that's not Cam Schlittler, especially a guy who's in like his 3rd start in a winner-go-home game, you always need a guy warming up in the bullpen when the inning starts. And he kept him in for too long. Maybe you could say that it would look better if Lowe made the play and there wasn't an error. But once it was 4-0, and especially with the Red Sox struggling to hit off Schlittler, there was really nothing. The game was over, basically. I think Cora kept him in for too long. You always got to be careful in the playoffs, obviously, with pitching. but also with a rookie starter like Early, even though Early is really talented, and I think he's going to be a big piece for the Red Sox next year, it was just not a good play by Cora. I wanted to mention also McMahon had a great catch where he dove into the Red Sox dugout, and yeah, it was a very iconic catch. McMahon, great fielder. Part of the reason why the Yankees got him because Oswald Peraza, sorry, I got him and Oswaldo Cabrera mixed up because their names are similar. Oswald Peraza sucked at hitting. He wasn't a very good defender. McMahon was an easy upgrade for them. Masataka Yoshida had 2 hits. I wanted to give him a little bit of a shout out because he had a great series. He had that pinch hit, 2 RBI single that got the Red Sox the win. He had 2 hits today. Really the only guy who could do anything off Schlittler. There were 2 soft serve singles. But Schlittler, again, first star. 8 innings, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, 12 strikeouts. Just absolute dominance. It was like I said, it was a very interesting game because Schlittler is very young. Early is very young. They're both just starting their careers. It was interesting to see these guys go up against each other in a winner-go-home game. Rosario was the second star. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI. Volpe was the third star, 1 for 4 with an RBI. I was thinking about giving it to Yoshida because he had 2 hits, but I had to give it to the guys who won. The Yankees won today. They played a good game, and they're on the face of Blue Jays. Also, it was very rare for games to go to series to go to Game 3 since the wild card has been introduced. It only happened twice before this year. The Mets were actually involved in both of them. In 22, they pushed it to a Game 3 against the Padres, and the Padres ended up winning. And last year in 24, the Brewers pushed them to Game 3, and they ended up winning on that home run by Pete Alonso in the 9th inning off Devin Williams. But the Yankees become the first team ever to lose the first game of this new wild card series, and end up coming back and winning the next 2 and winning the series. So congrats to them. Also, it was the first more Game 3s here than there have been since it started. So a bunch of great series in playoff baseball. We're going to get more. Yankees-Blue Jays should be a good matchup. I remember Michael Kay and the Blue Jays announcer were beefing during the season. We'll see what the Blue Jays can do. And the Yankees, I think, if their offense is clicking, it's going to be tough to stop them, especially with Schlittler on the mound. And then you got Tigers-Mariners. Could be a good series. Scooball going Game 2, so it's going to be a good pitcher's duel because the Mariners just have good pitching everywhere. Phillies-Dodgers, that might be the most anticipated series. I think that there's a good chance that whoever wins the Phillies and Dodgers series will go on to play in the World Series. Don't want to discount the Brewers or Cubs, but those feel like the 2 deepest teams in baseball. When we're talking about pitching, when we're talking about hitting, Phillies lineup is top heavy, but their pitching does make up for it. I do think that they're a good team even without Zach Wheeler. And then last but not least, Cubs and Brewers. Brewers have made the playoffs a lot. They've lost in the first round a lot. I don't think they've won in the first round since 2018, I believe. It's been a tough go of it for the Brewers. But hey, it might be a different year. They look like a good team. They had multiple 13-game winning streaks. 14-game winning streaks, maybe. We'll see what they can do. So I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I want to thank my new subscribers. And yeah, I've had a fun time making these. Tough month last month, which is why I stopped filming. Really tiring the last couple of days. But playoff baseball, so fun. I love talking about it. I hope everyone enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And we'll be back with you on Saturday night to talk about Game 1s, all the Game 1s for the LDS's, League Divisional Series. I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and I hope that I can catch you all in another one. Goodbye.